For those just coming in, we're gonna start in about 2 minutes. We're just letting everybody in from the waiting room. Thank you so much for being here. For someone who just asked, yes, we are recording. So anybody who is registered um, will receive that. Okay, I am going to stop sharing music. All right. So thank you everyone so much for being here. We are all really, really happy to have you. Really quickly, I am just going to share a poll. If you don't mind filling that out, just ask what best describes you, student, parent, college counselor, other. This just helps us get a good sense of who is in the room. And so we have a better idea of who you are. Like I just mentioned, we are recording right now. So if there are things that you um, want to look back on or things that you want to remember from the call, that is going to be totally available to you. I know it can be kind of difficult to sort of take in everything at once. So you will receive a recording of this call. So I just want to start with a couple of logistics. My name is Maya Novak Herzog. I'm currently located in Chicago. It's very cold. I am finishing up my 6th year at Northwestern University. So I'm a PhD candidate at Northwestern. Thankfully, I will be defending and finishing this summer. It's been a really long road. I'm also the head of growth and partnerships at Lumiere Education, which I will tell you a little bit more about in a minute. Um, so I'm so happy to have all of these amazing, amazing presenters here with me. Being in this industry for a couple of years, you really just meet some of the best people, some of the coolest, most like innovative, interesting organizations, and I'm just so excited to have everyone here with me. So, what we're doing today is I have a bunch of people here that are going to tell you about programming that you can do over the summer. And so, I know that when you are thinking about what you want to do during the summer, how you want to spend your time, it can be a little bit confusing to figure out what exactly you should do or what you want to spend your time doing. And so, I'm hopeful that you are going to find something today. So we're going to hear from a bunch of different people about some offerings. You'll also have a chance to ask questions. So I know that maybe you'll want to learn a little bit more than what the presenters say. And so that is what the Q&A function is for. And so when a question comes up, when someone is talking, feel free to put it in the Q&A. For questions that a presenter can immediately answer, we will just answer it in the chat for things that don't require a ton of time. For questions that maybe we want to expand on or answer, live in real time, we will answer all of those at the end. So feel free to ask questions in the Q&A as they come up, and then we will answer either in the moment if it's something we can easily answer, or we will wait until the end. So I'm going to share my screen now. There we go. Thank you so much for being here. These are the presenters today. So I will not say a ton because I'm going to let them talk about who they are and their amazing programs. But you can expect to hear from 8, incredible organizations today. Now I am going to start by telling you a little bit about Lumiere, and then we will move on to the next presenter. So Like I mentioned, I'm the head of growth and partnerships for Lumiere Education. I actually started with Lumiere as a mentor, so I'm finishing up my PhD. Like I said, I work as one of the many mentors at Lumiere that works with our high school students. So we are a one-on-one research organization. We pair high school students with PhD candidates. Um, and students come to us to write a college level research paper. So as you can see, we have had lots of amazing students do the program over the years. Last year alone, we had 4,200 applicants for our program from 62 different countries. We have tons of mentors that work with us. Sometimes we have more mentors than students, and so there's always a mentor that is available to work with you. And then we also provide significant financial aid, which is something we are very proud of. What we actually do, so like I mentioned, we are all about mentorship at Lumiere. Students come to us with some research interest in mind, whether that be something in the hard sciences, social sciences, or humanities, and we pair them with a PhD candidate in that field. So whether you're interested in neuroscience or theater or history or political science, we truly have a mentor in that area. We give scholarships, so I think that's very important. I believe we worked with 300 students last year totally for free who didn't need to pay tuition. And then all students that complete our program are eligible for college credit from UC San Diego Extension. And so for some students, that's really motivating. They want to have sort of a college transcript that they can submit in their applications. For other students, it's less important, but that is something to keep in mind. And then we also have deep expertise in publication and competitions, right? So for students who want to publish in high school or college level journals, or want to do ISEF, or want to do any number of different ways to showcase their work, they are able to do that with our program. Here's just a few examples of what students have actually written with our program and then where they've gone on to publish or submit to a competition. So Ojas wrote his paper on exploring the role of humanin as a potential preventative and therapeutic in Alzheimer's disease. He went on to win the MIT Think competition, which is a very prestigious competition out of MIT. Obviously, that was very exciting for him. For more of a social sciencey example, Zunian wrote his paper, Cap or No Cap, What Can Governments Do to Promote Electric Vehicle Sales? And that was published in the Cornell Undergraduate Economic Review. So those are a couple examples of papers, and these are all available on the Lumiere website. If you want to look a little bit more into what papers people have written, you can actually read some of these papers on our website as well. Here's the actual programs that are offered. So we offer 4 choices for what program you actually might want to do with us. The individual research program is 12 weeks long. You'll meet with your PhD mentor 9 times for an hour each time. You'll meet with a writing coach. And then at the end of the program, you will have this college level paper. If you want to publish it, you can, but that would be sort of on your own time. If you want support publishing, like you want to work with our publication specialists, you want to um, work with a team that helps you figure out where to publish and what to publish, you can do our premium research and publication program. So in that program, you write the paper, work with the mentor, but then you also have time to work with our team figuring out where you want to publish, what you need to do to publish there, sort of like what sort of processes you need in order to get accepted to that publication, et cetera. And then if you're not accepted to your first choice, we hope you are, but if you're not accepted to your first choice publication, we will do that process all over with you up to 3 times. Our fellowship is our longest program, so it is 30 sessions. It can be anywhere from 6 months to a year long. A lot of students do this program if they're interested in something very competitive, like they want to compete at ISEF, or they want to do the MIT Think competition, or they want to publish at, Stanford's Journal of Science, right? They might need a lot more time to collect their own data and do something that is pretty in depth. And so those students might do the fellowship. And then lastly, for students who really want to work with a professor, not a PhD candidate, they would do the professor program. It's the same as the premium research and publication program, but you're working with an actual professor at a university. I'm always happy to talk with students about these different programs and talk about which program might work best for you. And so feel free to always, book a call with me. I'll put info for contacting me in a moment. These are the application deadlines for the summer. So 70% of our students do the program in the summer. We have summer one and summer two. The only difference is the start date, and it just depends on your schedule. So if you want to start early June, June 2nd, you really want to apply earlier to the program, right? So we have our early admission deadline, which is February 9th. We have our priority admission, which is March 9th, and then regular admission, other deadlines. The difference with these deadlines are that we match students with their mentors on a first come, first serve basis. So if you're in like a highly impacted field, which would be computer science, for example, AI, those are really popular fields, you might want to apply by the early admission deadline. We might, by the time regular admission rolls around, we might be out of computer science mentors from the Ivy Leagues, for example. And so really these deadlines are just around making sure you have access to the best possible mentors. Everybody will start the program on June 2nd. If you want to start later in the summer, mid-July, then you can apply by June 23rd. So these are just some options. But a lot of students want to do the program in the summer because then you are done before you start school, depending on when your school starts. And I'll just leave this up here. So we have a QR code and an email. You'll also be getting an email from me with the recording at the end of all of this, which you are totally free to respond to that email if you want to book a call with someone from our team to learn a little bit more. Again, I am Maya from Lumiere, happy to answer questions, and really, really grateful that you are all here at this summer planning fair. So now I want to start with our amazing presenters. The next organization you're going to hear from is Ladder Internships. And so I'm going to stop sharing my screen and pass it over to Felipe to talk to you about that program.
Cool. Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. Let me share my screen so you can see. Yeah, as I'm speaking, I'm going to be presenting a bunch of information about the program. If anything comes up in particular that you guys want to know more about, feel free to just drop that in the chat, and I'll try to address any quick questions that I can after I finish presenting. Okay, so you don't have to wait till the end. Feel free to just drop them in as you have the questions, and I'll just get to them in order. Okay, cool. So let's get started. Let me move this out of the way. Cool. Well, Ladder Internships. What is Ladder? Ladder is basically an 8-week long internship program with startups, primarily tailored to high school and college level students. So we match students to startups, basically. And then they're going to complete an 8-week long internship with that startup. So some of the first questions that people usually have are, why do an internship in high school? I think one of the key reasons, right, first is to explore a career, right? We want you to work with the world's best founders and find out what it really looks like to work in a real life work environment. Plenty of kids say they want to be doctors, or they want to be engineers, or they want to be, coders, or they want to be whatever it is, right? But it's very difficult for them to know what it's actually like to work in any of those things. And this is a really valuable way that you can do that, right? So it's a great way to maybe figure out not only what you do want to do, but maybe what you don't want to do, more importantly than that. And I think everybody has been there, right? That's an important part of the career exploration space. Second, you're going to be able to work on a real world project. So these aren't just shadowing experiences. They're not just, they're not like made up projects that we're, giving students to keep them busy. These are real things that the startups actually need done. So students are going to be able to apply all of the knowledge that they've gained, throughout high school, throughout their lives, right, throughout their extracurriculars, and turn it into something tangible, something that's actually needed in the world right now. Okay. So that's a really, really important proving point. And of course, they're able to talk about this, on their college admissions. They're able to talk about it wherever they go if they want to find another job or anything like that. That experience is really invaluable. Additionally, kind of like following on that, you're going to gain an advantage in college admissions. Of course, college admissions is more complicated than just doing one program, over the summer or whatever. Everybody here knows that, right? But this is something that adds to an overall profile, right, of a strong applicant. Okay. You're going to showcase an experience that very few students have, and you're going to come out with a tangible outcome. Provides really great fodder for the essays, for your interviews, and for everything else. Lastly, you're going to be able to build your professional network right now. So this is really important. Everybody here also probably knows how important it is to have good connections. It's not always about what you know, but also who you know, right? So if you as a high schooler can get connected to founders that have gone to Harvard Business School or funded by Y Combinator, maybe worked at companies like McKinsey, right? This is going to help you later on in your career when you're looking for a job, when you're looking for any other connection, or maybe you're starting your own company, right? That's going to help you. So these are just a few of the kind of main reasons that come up when people ask, why do an internship in high school? So you're going to work with the very best companies, okay? Just to confirm for you guys and to clarify, all of our companies are startups. So these aren't the companies that you're going to be working with because we want you to get direct access to leadership. We want you to work with a smaller company, right? That is going to allow you to do that. But what these logos are meant to demonstrate to you is this is where the founders of those companies, so your mentors, this is where they're coming from. So you're working with very highly qualified people who are going to be able to give you top level guidance, okay? So what kinds of fields can you work with? Well, tons. We have tons, of course, in kind of like traditional business, tech, right? That kind of stuff, of course. But I don't want people to think that internships are limited to people that, are only interested in business, let's say, right? As you can see here, we have things in fashion, we have things in environmental science, we have things in nonprofit work. There's so many different opportunities. And I like to say that we can find something for almost everybody. And even if we can't find the specific thing that you're looking for, we can find something that's close enough and that can give you a transferable skill. So lots of opportunities here. We work with hundreds of different companies. Examples projects that students can create. I'm not going to go through all of these for the sake of time, but maybe let me just go through two really quick just to give you an idea of the breadth of internships that we offer, right? So if we look at number one, right, a student completed a competitor analysis for a health tech company that wanted to scale nursing homes. So this was a student that was ambitious, didn't have a lot of technical skills. They weren't like a coder or anything like that, but they were obviously very hardworking and very good independent thinkers and had high level of executive functioning skills, right? And they were able to complete this competitor analysis. Now, if we go over to project number three, we had a student that did have a lot of technical skills, right? And they were able to build a machine learning model to predict customer churn for an e-commerce website. So very impressive. I could not do that myself. I don't have the coding skills, nor do I think I ever will, right? But the idea here is that we have something for everybody. If you have a very high specific skill set, we find something for you. And if you have kind of a more general skill set, you're just getting started, we also have something for you. So some example host companies and managers, again, I don't want to, spend too much time on the slide because, we'll send this all out. You guys will have all of this information for you to review on your own, right? You'll have the recording and everything, right? So you can take a look. But I just want to emphasize where these founders come from, right? Harvard Business School, Stanford, Cambridge, right? Where they've worked, Microsoft, the National Institute of Health, right? Google, McKinsey, and the breadth of also industries, right? We have media, we have healthcare, we have finance, so many different kinds of things that students can work in. On this other slide, right? Tech, mental health, nonprofit work, okay? Harvard, UC Berkeley, right? Microsoft. So we have a lot of really big names here, a lot of really impressive people that you're going to be working directly with. These are the people that are going to be guiding you and kind of helping you take those first steps in the world of whatever it is that you're looking to explore, okay? So program timeline, like I said, these are 8-week long programs. They're all virtual internships and they're primarily asynchronous. So basically what you're going to be doing is that you're going to be meeting with your mentor for roughly an hour a week. Outside of that, you're going to be working independently for 5 to 10 hours a week on your project, okay? And so you basically work on your project independently and then you meet with your mentor to kind of go over it, to finalize the draft, to, overcome any obstacles, to, kind of see where you need to go, right? They're going to be the ones providing those guardrails and that guidance for you. And then you're going to be finalizing your deliverables and delivering them. Because like I said, this isn't just like a shadowing experience. You're going to be working on something real, okay? So what do you get out of the internship, right? After the 8 weeks, you're going to have completed that real world project like we talked about. You're going to have collaborated with a real world team and you're going to have experience at a top startup. You're going to receive a certificate of completion from the company that you worked with. And you're going to get a letter of recommendation from your mentor at the company, which you can use again for college admissions. You can use it really wherever you want to. Okay. Totally up to you. So How does it work? You're going to be meeting with your host company for 8 sessions, right? Once a week. You're going to be meeting with company leadership for at least 4 additional sessions, right? You're going to be working, students are expected to work independently for 5 to 10 hours a week. We're going to have a ladder program manager that kind of is supervising the relationship between the student and the startup to make sure that they go through everything smoothly, that there's no hiccups. If there are, the program manager is going to resolve it. And you're going to come out of it with a professional level work project that you're going to do a presentation on as well. So the cost of the program for the 8 weeks is $2,490. We also offer full need-based financial aid for students that qualify. So we don't want costs to be a blocker for anybody. So if you need to apply for financial aid, go ahead. And, as long as you can demonstrate need, we can cover up to 100% of aid for you. Okay. So just in terms of quick results, right? Our alumni go on to the world's top universities. We see really high acceptance rates here. 85% of the people that go through the program mentioned in the activity section, over half write about it in their essays, and almost half of them are using the letter of recommendation or the certificate of completion on their admissions process. So we see that this does make a really big difference when it comes to admissions, okay? In terms of the application process, you go to ladderinternships.com, right, which is just our website. Okay. There's going to be a giant button on the top right that says apply now. You're going to click that and you're going to fill out the application form. Okay. It should take you no more than a few hours, a couple hours maybe. And then we're going to shortlist students for interviews. We're going to do one-on-one Zoom interviews with students, and then we'll send out admissions decisions. And then if you've been admitted to the program, we will match you to a startup. And then, based on your indicated interest throughout the interview and the application, right, process, and then you'll begin the 8-week long program. Okay. Cool. So just some testimonials from our interns. Again, don't want to spend too much time and want to be conscientious of everybody else that needs to present. So, I'll kind of skip through these, but I just want to show you, we have, students that came from Virginia, from Vietnam, right? From Michigan, from Dubai. So plenty of international students as well. This isn't just students, that are close by, right? Like in the US, we have students from all over the world and they're doing all kinds of different things. Okay. But you'll be able to look through these at your own pace. Okay. So some application deadlines and program dates here. The upcoming cohort that we have available is the spring cohort, which begins March 3rd. Application deadline for that is 9th of February. You can also start applying now for the summer cohort, which begins on the 2nd of June. The early admission deadline for that is the 9th of February, but there's a few different admissions deadlines for that, okay? But better to be accepted as early as possible because these are rolling admissions, so spots will fill up the longer that you wait, okay? Cool. So yeah, that's basically it, guys. If you want to learn more, please email contact@ladderinternships.com. You can't click this link, obviously, because this is a presentation. But like I said, in order to apply, just go to ladderinternships.com right here, and you're going to see a giant button at the top that says apply now. Great. So go ahead and stop sharing now. And I am happy to check the chat really quick for any questions. Let's see that came through. Oh, sorry, Maya. Am I looking at the right place for the questions?
Yeah,
Oh, it's in the Q&A. Got it, got
absolutely.
it.
I'll show you. There's a lot of questions in the Q&A that maybe you can just type your answer to.
Okay,
But for time, let's move on to Teach Me Wall Street.
gotcha.
Hi, everyone. My name's Julia, and I'm here with Annaline, and I just want to get my screen set up for you all. 1 second. Sorry. And we practiced this, and the stupid thing moved again. Okay. How does that look, Maya? Does that look good?
That looks perfect now.
Awesome. Great. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Julia Ryan, and I am one of the instructors on the Teach Me Wall Street team. We're also here with Annaline Dinkelman. Annaline Dinkelman is a recognized financial literacy expert. She has worked at Morgan Stanley. She's also worked in the diplomatic field. And in 2020, we took our Wall Street programs, which we offered in person, online, and Teach Me Wall Street was born. I also went to Northwestern, woot woot, and HEC Montreal. So I'm very glad to be here with you all today. And I want to talk to you about our online courses. We call them boot camps, and they are in financial literacy and investment savvy for teens. So in our boot camps, which are also offered in other school breaks, for example, right now we're running some programs during the winter breaks and a few that are multiple week programs. Students have a chance to learn about finance and Wall Street so that they can invest wisely, grow up to be money savvy, and increase their wealth over time. I know there were some questions about international students. Our courses are all online, so we have students from all over the world, and you can see from this map, here are some of the places where students have joined us. Who participates in our camps? Students who are interested in money and the stock market, students who may have a custodial account, or maybe they have their own account and they're interested in trading and learning the techniques and skills therein. People who are thinking about having a career in Wall Street, finance, students who are looking for extracurricular activities to boost their college application. Sometimes they want to take this course just to show the colleges that they're involved in their field of interest, if they're perhaps applying for a business track course of study, or if they're not pursuing business in their college, they just want to show that they're, interested in other extracurriculars and they're well-rounded students. So, at the end of this course, you do get a certificate of completion, and you can also use this to create projects that you can have with your to boost your college application. So we basically offer 4 classes, though there is individual coaching, et cetera, available as well. But these 4 classes are in a learning pathway of 4 parts, and I'll be diving into each one of these programs in more depth. So our first foundational course is Wall Street 101. And in this class, we teach students how Wall Street and the stock market works. We cover all of the players on the Wall Street, what their roles are, how they relate to each other, how they work together, and how all of these different players on Wall Street, the SEC, et cetera, have developed. It's a great foundational course. We explore and define different financial instruments and types of market, how they work, the basic of stock chart analysis and company analysis, and what the laws are surrounding Wall Street investment and why they exist. So we also cover basic financial history, and we do some deep dives on economic case studies of the most important booms and busts in Wall Street history, crashes, bubbles, and scams. So the class is chock full of interactive games, puzzles, and videos to keep the students engaged while participating in class discussions and work. So that is our first class. That is week 1 of the program, which is Wall Street 101 and investing and trading. And week 2 is when you get into the nuts and bolts of trading. So in this class, we build on the material of Wall Street 101. We cover stock chart analysis, investment strategies, risk management, and how to make trades. We teach students how to pick stocks, and we also how to pick stocks, invest in them, and then we do some real-time trading on paper, right? So no actual money is risked. And why do we do that? So the students can gain technical skills they need in order to trade wisely. So they are actually practicing doing it. It's, again, a very hands-on interactive course. We include a lot of games and tasks to keep kids engaged while they're being educated. Now, we are offering this class in the summer. Currently, Annaline, who's with me on the call, she's been teaching, so she's teaching for 6 hours today. She's resting her voice, and she is answering the questions in the Q&A. And for Wall Street 101 investing and trading, we're offering the following dates in the summer. You can see the calendars here. So you can start in June, 2 different weeks. You can start in July, and 2 different weeks. You can start in August. We offer the class 2 times a day, at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and at 10 a.m. Pacific Time, or 10 a.m. EST and 1 p.m. EST, so that if you have a job or if you're traveling, you have a little bit of flexibility. We also offer the course for 2 weeks in the summer at 6 a.m. EST, and that's so that we can serve a lot of our students who are in the Asian market, because we have a ton of students from there. So if you take the Wall Street 101 on June 9th or July 28th, and you take that course, you will have the option of waking up early if you're a go-getter and you are ready to take class at 6 a.m. Our next class that we have in our course is cryptocurrencies. So in crypto class, we cover blockchain and cryptocurrency. Now, Bitcoin is very well known, but there are other crypto-based currencies, and we talk all about that and break it down. Crypto is creating a lot of new jobs on Wall Street, so students learn about that. And we actually are offering that class now during winter break. We try and look at various schools and where the winter breaks are. So we have a 3-day boot camp that's offered in February, starting on the 18th, then in February, starting on the 24th, and then March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. So if you are interested in taking that boot camp now, you have an opportunity to sign up in March and February. And then our 4th class on our learning pathway is called Budgeting and Beyond. And in this Budgeting and Beyond program, we cover everything that's in a budget. We design and create the budget with the students. We talk about financial pitfalls, mortgages, banking, taxes, credit cards, and how it all works together. We also cover 401ks, IRAs, and insurance. It's very comprehensive. And we ask students to look deeper than they seem to be asked to look in a lot of the other programs for budgeting that we've looked at. And we ask the students to be responsible for their choices, even to the point of looking at what jobs they might choose in the future, what their educational costs will be, and sort of getting the full, replete picture. So we play with numbers in this class. That's very interactive. They can make a lot of their own choices, and it's a lot of fun. So Budgeting Beyond is offered right now, starting in March. You can take it every single Sunday consecutively for 5 weeks. And that's something you can start now. And we are also, you can see that we're also offering it in these 2 weeks in the summer, June 23rd and July 21st. So if you are interested in taking more than one class or all 4 classes, you can see that we're very flexible with which curriculum you start and when. So what are the details? The details of the classes are as follows. Except for when we offer 3 classes, we offer the classes twice a day, live classes that are 2 hours long, Monday through Friday for each of the weeks. So during the summer, the boot camp, they are a week-long class. So it's at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and sometimes 6 a.m. And the students can alternate between session times. So, if you have a job or if you're on a sports team, you have some flexibility in when you can take the class and still attend every single class. Also, if you don't attend a class, we're recording it, so you can get a class on Zoom. And you can take the classes in non-consecutive weeks. So, for example, you can take Wall Street 101 in June, and you can continue on with investing and trading in July. And you can take the classes anytime you want. The only requirement here is that Wall Street 101 must be taken before the investing and trading class, because they are 2 weeks of one class and one is a prerequisite for the other. Yes, we record all of our classes on Zoom, so you will get them if you miss it. And we're offering a few discounts. So a lot of parents have actually asked, how can I do this? I want to buy the entire program. So we have a 3-week package at a discounted rate. If you sign up for all 3 classes, you will save $200 on the total cost. And again, you can take them in any order you like, as long as Wall Street 101 is taken before investing and trading. So you could do the Budgeting and Beyond now. You could sign up for the 2-week summer camp happening in June, July, or August, et cetera, et cetera. And an additional discount. If you have siblings or you have a buddy that you want to take the class with, we're offering a 10% discount on classes. So classes can be broken up if you plan to travel or have summer programs, and they do not have to be completed back to back. If you bundle, you get a discount. And if you bring a sibling or a buddy, you get a discount. And finally, here is our page with our QR code that you can scan. You can read all about our programs at these sites. Just to recap, it's great to learn about money skills so that you will grow your money and be more interested in money. I personally, my 18-year-old, had a money class in high school. He thought he aced it. He thought he knew everything. He talked to Annaline, and he's helping her because he's a game designer with some of the games for the classes. And he had no idea about dividends, So when they are hearing this from someone who is not their parent, or when it is a program that they're voluntarily participating in, which is fun, sometimes more information comes in. And you can use these skills. We have practical hands-on skills that we practice at every single class, which will help kids to really demystify the investing process, to understand money, to really just get in there and learn the skills that they need. Annaline, I'm inviting you now. If you want to add anything, do you want to pop on in here?
No, Julia, you did a good job. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Okay, so then I guess we're done. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat or send us an email. We're happy to answer any questions and work with you in any way we can. That's it.
Woohoo! Thank you so much. I want to pass it off now to Young Founders Lab.
Hi everyone, my name is Aishani. You can see my screen, right? Awesome. I am basically an MBA from Columbia Business School. I ended up working on Wall Street in investment banking at Bank of America Merrill Lynch in mergers and acquisitions, as well as BlackRock. And then I joined the startup ecosystem. So I worked at fintech, edtech startups, and healthcare startups. I'm one of the directors at Young Founders Lab, which we basically help high school students who are ambitious, such as you, develop their own businesses that are revenue generating or helping them serve the community. This program's not easy. It's not for everyone. So if you're really ambitious and really want to build something, this program's definitely for you. We've taken inspiration from other incubators such as the Y Combinator, the Columbia and the Harvard boot camps, and basically designed this program. So, a couple of things. Why start a business in high school? You get a chance to create real world impact. You get hands-on experience, leadership skills. And the third thing is because it's fully remote, you're basically working and collaborating with people from all across the world who are equally like-minded and ambitious, such as you. Also, as one of the interviewers for Columbia Business School's MBA program, one of the skill sets that we look for is leadership skills. And this is a perfect segue to develop yourself personally as well as professionally. It basically helps you build your whole narrative of what purpose are you solving in life and like how you did it and how you accomplished building it. Just like that, you'll have mentors. You don't have to work individually, so don't worry about that. You will have support and guidance. And our mentors are basically people who have either raised millions of dollars in funding themselves or have worked at institutions that have raised millions of dollars. They are extremely credible. They have understood the startup ecosystem and how businesses are formed and grown. So you will be in the best of hands. These are a few of our example founder mentors. You can find their profiles on our website. Our website is basically youngfounderslab.org. So how is the program structure? So we have two programs. One is an individual structure and one is a team-based structure. In both the programs, so one is the kickoff where you'll basically meet with your mentor. Phase one is learning to build your startup. We understand you all are high school students and you all don't really have that exposure of building a business or making a product to serve your community at the end of the day. So you'll start with the business fundamentals, business ideation. It's a very interactive form of communication. There are case studies. Then you basically build a prototype, basically get your real MVP. So you do market research, you do customer interviews, you do your research, user research, you iterate on your ideas and you keep building. And the third and the most important and exciting bit is basically launching your startup and generating revenue. And the cherry on the cake is on the last day, you'll basically pitch to real world investors. Again, this is for educational purposes. So you will be receiving real feedback from investors who've actually invested their own money in other startups. Having said that, the ball's in your court. So if you end up building a business that the investor thinks is really lucrative and feels like they can take it forward, you might have an open conversation with them of them investing in your startup. We have had a couple of success stories. Like we've had people, so all the way. So we've had somebody build a startup in like a human research chatbot for large corporations to a community project where somebody in the US actually ended up building a product to teach financial literacy to construction workers in Asia. So it's a whole variety of industries that you can work on, whatever your passion is at the end of the day. Our two program structures, as I mentioned, are team-based and individual program. So the team-based program is basically if you want to work in groups, you're not really sure, you want to work more in a collaborative environment and you want that expert guidance, but like it's more of an interactive form of program. we have fixed cohort dates. It's Monday to Friday, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. EST, and the cost is $2,900. You'll find more information on the website, so I don't want to delve into the logistics of it, but definitely check out our website. It has all the details. The individual program, on the other hand, is tailored for like if you know that this is the idea you want to work on and it's tough to manage your schedule and you're more happy like working individually, then you're more suited to the individual program. The individual program is like 12 weeks long, and you will be paired with a mentor to work on with one-on-one. And yes, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. If you have any questions, drop into the chat. I will be answering. And you'll find all the details for the Young Founders Lab on our website. Again, youngfounderslab.org. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Ashani. Okay, I want to pass it off now to STEAM in AI.
Hey everyone. So it always does that. When you first start to share, you can't be in the present mode. Okay.
Perfect.
Right. All right. Perfect. So a little bit about me. When I was teaching AI at Stanford as an adjunct professor to professionals in Silicon Valley, I came to a realization that there is a need for a grassroots organization that brings the power of data back to the people. And that's why I started Data Ethics for All. Few years down the lane, I realized when my own kids were in high school that we need a program that will help differentiate our children, to help them get the top college choices that they want, help them differentiate in college applications from their peers, and also prepare them for careers in AI in the future. I don't have to tell you how important AI is, which we will talk in a minute, and that's how STEAM in AI was born. So according to the World Economic Forum's Future Jobs report that just came out, the first few fastest growing professions are AI and machine learning, fintech, big data. And if you're following anything about AI, you know about the AI agents landscape and how it has exploded just in a few months. This is just a very, very small snapshot. In fact, the whole graphic is so long that I could not even fit onto this page. But this just gives you a very small snapshot of where the AI market is going. Of course, OpenAI launched its own operator agent only 2 days back, and that is supposed to take over the world and be able to perform everything autonomously. So what that means is it's been predicted that in the near future, not too far away, we will have more agents, AI agents in the world than we will have people. So as you can imagine, it's both scary and it's an opportune time to learn AI. This is a little bit about Operator. If you want to look, it's a pro program by OpenAI, and pro ChatGPT subscribers can have access to it. This also just happened last week. The US government is investing 500 billion in AI, B with a billion with a B. So AI is going to here to stay, and it's nowhere going to slow down in the near future. What does that mean for you is that this is a huge opportunity of growth, and we need to be prepared for jobs of the future, starting with high school. And if this can also help you differentiate in college applications, cherry on the cake. Because AI is going to touch all industries and all roles across industries, it's no longer going to be only for STEM majors or students who know coding and are math wizards. AI is going to be for everyone, even for non-coding technical students and people. Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about the dwindling college admission acceptance rates, right? So in the past few years, if you look from 2000 to 2020, the college acceptance rates have gone really low. And why is that? Because the number of applicants pool has been increasing more and more. That's why there is a need for STEAM in AI, so programs like STEAM in AI. We offer three distinct tracks, the Pioneer AI Ethics, and one of the biggest things that we bank on is the ethics component, because STEAM in AI is a program by Data Ethics for All Foundation. Ethics is at the core of everything we do and all the programs from the ground up. Living in Silicon Valley for over 20 years, I know how ethics is important in technology. And looking at all the tech startups that have come up and become giant tech giants today, I feel that our kids need to be we need to raise responsible technologists of the future and not just coders. And so our programs are deep rooted in ethics. We have the AI Ethics Pioneer track, which is for middle school students. We have the AI Ethics Master track and the AI Ethics Champion tracks, which are both for high school students. The AI Ethics Master track is a cohort-based plus 1:1 project track. It's a 12 weeks long track where we not only teach how to learn about everything about AI, but we also cover AI agents and workflows. Of course, ethics is at the forefront of that. And we also have design thinking and entrepreneurship, a very unique combination of a program that is offered by STEAM in AI. And if you're interested in doing 1:1 projects, whether it is in research or computational research or building an AI project we have had students who have taken that and done, filed for patents, gone on to research competitions like Neuronips, as well as Synopsis and the other top engineering and science competitions. So depending on what you're looking for, the AI Ethics Master and the AI Ethics Champion tracks are both 12 weeks track. And if you want to know about the deadlines, the prices, and all of that, please feel free to reach out. Everything is listed on our website, but if you have any questions, I want to be respectful about everyone presenting here. So I want to keep this short. Like I said, STEAM is the only program that integrates data science, fundamentals of AI, design thinking, entrepreneurship, AI development, including agents and workflows, and research, all underpinned by a strong foundation of AI ethics and social impact. All our projects that our students do have the community aspect, the social impact aspect, the social good aspect, and the ethics aspect that make you really stand out on your college applications. Our graduates use this to write their experience as essays, as a list of activities, and also as mentor recommendation letters. A small snapshot of how we are doing. We have a weekly newsletter that goes out to 40,000 plus families, which provides free information on the cutting edge of AI as well as college admissions. Feel free to look up and sign up on our website. It's free, no cost there. Besides that, we have many different programs, and we are receiving 2,500 plus applications just for the STEAM in AI program. And we have a large pool of mentors that are eager to work with you. And so what are the key differentiators about STEAM in AI when you're looking for programs? First of all, it was developed and designed by a Stanford faculty who taught AI at Stanford to not just undergrad or graduates, but actual professionals in Silicon Valley. Our mentors are world-class and taught by industry leaders, and we have a very strong focus on AI ethics. So let's meet some of our world-class mentors at STEAM in AI. We are not just have a great leadership there, but we have leaders who are the best in their field. Our mentors for 2025 have been invited to be the grand judge for the ISCF competition, where we will be evaluating the brightest scientific minds. Our mentors are mentor for the MIT 100K Launch Entrepreneurship Competition, where we are empowering the next wave of innovative startups. Our mentors have presented as a researcher in the highest research conference there is, which is Neuronips for AI. where we have shared cutting-edge AI research at one of the most prestigious conferences in the field. Our mentors are judges for the Intercollegiate Ethics Bowl, where we have brought thoughtful discussions on AI ethics and societal impacts. Our mentors are featured deep learning AI ambassadors. So deep learning AI, if you're not aware, is a fantastic resource that has hundreds of free courses in AI. It has started by Andrew Ng, who is also the co-founder of Coursera and an adjunct at Stanford. And he's an influential and pioneering voice in education and advocacy for AI with 1 million plus followers. And to be an ambassador for deep learning, and not just to be an ambassador, to be a featured ambassador where deep learning AI has featured one of our mentors. So that's really an incredible thing. Our mentors are recipients of the US Presidential Volunteer Lifetime Achievement Award for recognition of their extraordinary contributions to community and service leadership. Some of the other mentors come from like big companies, big tech giants, and they are actual AI ML engineers at Genentech, Google, Microsoft, bringing you real world AI expertise from top industry. This is a small snapshot of where our graduates go, not only to the top Ivy schools, top UCs, but we help them go to the top college of their choice, which is a great fit for what they want to do. And here's a small video from one of our graduates.
Hello, everyone. My name is Julia Kessman, and I'm a recent graduate of the STEAM and AI program. I'm also now an incoming freshman at Duke University, and I want to share with you a little bit about how the program helped me get to where I am today. Through STEAM and AI, I worked on a project with peers under the guidance of a mentor, where I constructed an AI model to analyze MRIs for ACL tears of the knee. And this experience really gave me the perfect essay topic for many of the different colleges I was applying to. I discussed in depth how I extracted and labeled thousands of images, applied clustering algorithms, and generated matrices. And anyone who participates in the STEAM and AI program will have an amazing and impressive story to share, like this one, with many different colleges. It will boost you largely in the admissions process, but beyond that, you will learn so much and it will set you up for future success.
So our spring and summer registrations for cohort are open. If you want to reach out to me for any questions, my email is shilpi@steamanai.org. For deadlines, details about the program, please check out our website and feel free to reach out. Thank you, everyone, for listening and being here today.
Thank you so much. All right, everyone, we have 3 more organizations. Thank you all so much for being here. Want to pass it to Katie, School of Insurance and Risk Management.
Okay, awesome. Let me just get my screen shared real quick. All right, perfect. Hello. As a quick introduction, my name is Kylie, and I'm the program coordinator and camp director for the Redbird Risk Management Challenge at Illinois State University. Now, our program is a little bit different than everything you guys have heard about today. And in fact, it would be an excellent complement to many of the programs that you guys have heard about. The Redbird Risk Management Challenge is a rigorous week-long residential program based in experiential hands-on learning. So this is an intensive week. You are on campus getting the opportunity to live campus life. Our program this year is going to take place July 13th through 18th, 2025. It is indeed open to international students. And for those international students, we often recommend and support those students coming a little bit earlier or staying a little bit late. So throughout the week, we split our cohort into teams, and these teams assume the roles of senior risk management professionals and are asked to guide their corporation through a minefield of potential disasters throughout this week. We are really seeking to challenge our students to stretch academically, collaborate with their peers, and think critically and creatively, and really to stay resourceful as they're navigating their business throughout the week. The week concludes with a Shark Tank style presentation to leaders in the industry. So that's the insurance, risk management, and actuarial science industry. We want you getting those hands-on experiences directly with the professors in this industry, but also the professionals who are making the decisions in the industry. So in addition, we have a lot of fun. So in addition to these classes with our expert professors, students have the opportunity to network and work directly with professionals in the industry. We visit corporate headquarters and we participate in tons of team building activities to really solidify those team bonds. And it's a really incredible experience because our students have the opportunity to connect with people cross-culturally. So these activities include, as you can see, our high ropes course and other competitive activities that are really built into the curriculum. Students stay in the dorms on the Illinois State University campus while in the program, allowing them to truly experience campus life. Last year, we had our largest applicant pool in the program's 17-year history, and we accepted a cohort of 24 students representing 3 countries, 1 territory of the US, and 5 US states. We want exceptional students that are interested in business, risk management, insurance, and actuarial science. We're really asking that these applicants are current high school juniors or the international equivalent, but we do sometimes accept other students who show academic rigor and maturity. The best part for many, the Redbird Risk Management Challenge is free, fully funded by our industry partners. So that includes lodging, meals, all activities, and a travel stipend of $100 USD. For our international applicants, I totally understand that $100 doesn't go really far, and we try to do whatever we can to support the correct students, our chosen students, getting to camp because it's free and we really want to make this accessible. That's at the heart of our program is accessibility and kind of an ethical approach to bringing more people into the industry of insurance, risk management, and actuarial science. Applications are due on May 31st, 2025, and the program is July 13th through 18th. And let me bring up, you guys can either go to the QR code that's been on all these pages to learn more and to apply. I've also brought the link right here. And then my contact information is right there at the bottom. You're welcome to give me a call. Just add a little 1 ahead of that if you're calling internationally, or send me an email. I love this program. I love our students, and we do everything to make it accessible and to bring in the best possible students from around the world who are interested in this topic and are passionate about learning more, getting hands-on experience with a diverse cohort. Yeah, and if you guys have any questions, please put it in the Q&A. Thank you.
Yay! Thank you so much, Kylie, for all those asking about prices and things. Again, that program is totally free. And so hopefully you all feel encouraged to apply. All right, 2 more organizations. I want to pass it off to Veritas AI.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Maya. Let me go ahead and share screens. Can someone thumbs up for me if this looks good? Awesome. Thank you guys so much. So excited to present to y'all today. As you guys might have seen me already mention in the Q&A, Veritas AI is an AI program for high school students, but we're also a sister program of Lumiere. So I'm a big fan of Maya. I'm also a big fan of every single organization and person that you've seen present today. So yeah, with that in mind, excited to chat a little bit more about all things AI, much like the wonderful Shilpi did a little while ago. So Veritas AI is an AI and machine learning, that's a subset of AI program for ambitious middle school and high school students. We originally designed and run by Harvard graduate students and alumni with a focus on empowering the next generation of AI practitioners. We kind of see our 2 holistic goals, just to give you guys the quick spiel, as 1, training and developing the next generation of AI practitioners, and 2, equipping them with project-based learning and tangible outcomes so they can carry this forward for things like, of course, their college applications. And just kind of to summarize that, we're all about making sure we have artificial intelligence projects for high school students. So a little teeny tiny bit about me. So I am the head of publication and partnerships at Veritas. I myself am a former AI astronomy researcher at Harvard and Cambridge. So I did work at the intersection of these 2 fields, and I'm really deeply passionate about AI. I'm also a longstanding education nerd. I'm also a huge fan of Veritas, specifically because while I'm not one of our original founders, I really believe heavily in the mission for my own story. I thought my junior year of college, after one semester of coding, I wouldn't be ready to take on AI. I had an amazing mentor who made me feel more than capable and like it was a fully accessible toolkit. Thanks to him, I went on to publish, go to many conferences, ended up at this job that I love at Veritas AI. So many reasons that I found AI to be an empowering experience because of my mentor, and we try to provide that same experience through our mentors for students. Awesome. So I'll start off with a quick welcome. To be very clear, this is just a quick TLDR of AI. This is just a 5 to 7 minute presentation, like Maya mentioned at the top. But I'd love to quickly ask, what is AI? To be clear, I'm not going to pause to see what you all have to think, but I am excited to know what you have going on in your mind. This is just a fun question to give you a few very amazing visual examples. AI can look like your favorite search algorithm on a shopping website. Google's original search algorithm was built off an AI or machine learning algorithm called Ranker Brain. I'm not talking about Google's new AI toolkit that you can't get away from when you Google search. I'm talking about the original Google search itself. Cybersecurity or facial recognition technology is important and incorporates a lot of AI. I woke up this morning looking a lot more of a mess than I usually do, and my phone still let me in. And that is a result of AI recognition technology. And AI can also look like things like autonomous vehicles. It looks like anything that involves finding patterns and complex data that humans can't find on their own. The thing about AI is that at its core, it's based on replicating human decision making, intelligence, reasoning in machines. But the great thing about machines is that they can process thousands or millions of data points at a speed humans can't. So AI lets us replicate that intelligence and try to speed it up, so to speak, or find patterns that might be too grand or too big to find otherwise. And just for one last piece before I go into the pure logistics of the Veritas program, my favorite thing to just emphasize about a program like ours is that AI is just a toolkit. It can be used for any application. I'm not saying it should be used for any application, but it absolutely can be. We've had students use AI for cryptocurrency forecasting. We've seen a lot of really cool students work across our program and wonderful programs like the one that presented by Annalene earlier. We have students use AI for cancer detection, so thinking about how we can use AI for medical diagnoses, for improving medical outcomes. We've had students use it for more kind of humanities-aligned projects, so AI for fashion trend analysis. You can use AI to analyze images of fashion trends over decades and make predictions of what will come next. Pretty much AI is just a predictive, generative toolkit. You can use it anywhere, and we've seen students apply it in every subject area, from cancer detection to video games to mental health to quantitative finance to astronomy. The sky is literally the limit. Awesome. So just a quick overview of our program. So I'm going to flip through these 3 slides very quickly just to show you our main kinds of programs, but I'll go back through them one by one. Just to give you guys a quick overview, though, we have 3 main program types. We have boot camps. These are our intro programs. We have one-on-one research programs that are one of our 2 advanced programs. And we have internship programs, our second of our 3 advanced programs. So all of our boot camps follow a similar structure. They're going to be 10 sessions long. It's going to be 15 students to 3 mentors, or a 5-to-1 student-to-mentor ratio. Students will, over the course of these programs, implement a group project with 3 to 4 other students. So they'll leave the program both with code they've built, as well as a presentation, or what we would like to call communicable deliverable. That's super important to note. All 3 of these kinds of programs result with students getting these 2 things: code they've built for their technical portfolio and some kind of communicable deliverable. Awesome. Our next kind of program is our one-on-one research program, super similar to Lumiere. So what the research programs offer is different to Lumiere, is just a focus on research with AI applications. And so students are working on AI-driven or AI-based research in this program. In addition to building code and building a research paper in the program, we'll also support students towards trying to publish. Publishing isn't guaranteed, but our success rate is around 60%. So most students are successfully able to publish coming out of the program. And our last program is just our AI internship. So this is similar to Ladder, funny enough, that was mentioned earlier. In this program, students are paired with companies to work on an AI-driven or an AI-focused project. They'll work over the course of 8 weeks with a company manager and have 4+ sessions with company leadership to build out a slide deck or corporate presentation they deliver back to the program. They'll also leave this program with a side letter of completion from the company. And for both of our advanced programs, although it's not guaranteed, many students also are able to leave with a personal letter of recommendation or a reference they received from their mentor or manager. Awesome. So that's everything in terms of our main programs. If anyone has any questions, please put them in the Q&A. I'll get to them right after this. But just in terms of our admissions criteria and course timeline, only thing I'll mention for admission criteria is that for our advanced programs, we ask students to come in either finishing one of our boot camps or already having a coding background. If you're concerned about your background, please feel free to get in touch with us at contact@veritasai.com and we'll give you that support. Otherwise, though, besides that, we're just looking for students with ambition, extracurricular background, the usual kind of expectations for a program like this. So as we look towards our next couple programs, our spring deadline will be in February. Our first summer deadline, which we highly recommend for our advanced programs, is in March. The only reason I advertise spring right now is that a lot of students will do our boot camp in spring to do an advanced program in summer. So a great possible add-on to your school schedule as you look to gear up for your summer. Awesome. That is all from me, though. Thank you all so much for your time. I'm going to stop sharing, and I'll pass back to Maya.
All right, our last presenter is LaunchX. If you have been holding on to any questions, now is the time to put them in the chat for any of these orgs. All right, pass it to Forrest.
Hi, everyone. My name is Forrest Richter. I am the president of LaunchX, but I've only been in that seat for a short time. I took over in June of last year. All of my life, I have been in startups, running startups, launching startups, selling startups, and it's now been a really cool journey for me to be able to kind of share that with a high school audience. So we do a number of different programs. I am going to show a little marketing video that we have. I will tell you in advance that it ends abruptly because it turns out I downloaded last year's video. So I had to do a really rough trim in real time, getting rid of all the info that's irrelevant. So I will fill in the gaps on the information after the video is done to tell you a little bit more about programming for this year. So hang tight.
Hello, my name is Thomas Clapper, and I'm the Marketing Brand Manager at LaunchX. LaunchX has been offering incredible summer programs to high school students from around the world interested in growing as an entrepreneur. LaunchX was started out of a collaboration with MIT, taking the professors who knew the theoretical foundations of business and combining that with the practical experience of industry experts, particularly those who had experienced the startup world. By combining those two together, we believe LaunchX offers a program really unique to help students develop and grow the skills they need to be successful in the world. Today, LaunchX has been running for over a decade with 2,500 plus alum, and we're offering more programs than ever to make sure that any student that wants to grow as an entrepreneur can. So, who is LaunchX for? For a lot of people, a business person comes to mind. And we, of course, need business people who are focused on finance and business plans to be able to create startups. But startups need much more than that. We're looking for designers, creators, people that love to 3D print, code, prototype. A startup needs a ton of personalities and a ton of skills to get off the ground. And every year we see a wide variety of people come through the LaunchX program and create successful startups and help current businesses solve real problems. Something magical happens when all of these skills come together. Every year, students join, either in person or online, to solve a real problem that either they see in their community or a business is facing. And students love the LaunchX curriculum because they get the theoretical business, they get to grow in that knowledge and skill set, and then they get to put it into practice by starting a real business or working with a current business and solving their business problem. They also get to meet students from around the world. This diverse perspectives coming together to create something better. Yet, these students are like-minded, passionate students who a lot of students find are lifelong friends. And last, students get access to industry experts. They get to spend time with people who have done this before and get valuable feedback, get asked the right questions, and ultimately grow more and more to be a better entrepreneur. This year, we're offering 4 incredible programs. The first one is our online entrepreneurship program. This is a 5-week program where you join online from around the world and you start a business, yes, a real legitimate business in just 5 weeks with a team of 4 to 5. The second program is our online innovation program. This is a newer program, and this year we're doing it all online to expand it even further. You would be teamed up with a group and with a partner company. And that partner company comes with an existing business problem that they're actually facing in their business. And then you get to work with your team. We're so excited about all 4 of these programs and have limited seats. So as always, we invite you to apply early so that you get your choice of program. So you're ready to apply? You can apply right now online. Our single application system allows you to apply all 4 programs at the same time if you want, and you can tell us which preference you have for each program. We want every qualified applicant to be able to attend a LaunchX program. So we offer financial awards to any student whose family makes under $100,000 a year. It's super simple to apply. In your application, you can check a box. And for our application fee, if that would cause any financial stress on your family, you can submit documents and have that waived as well. So there's no reason to wait.
Okay, appreciate everyone bearing with the rough cuts in there. So to just fill in the gaps a little bit on some of the specifics, the programs we're running this year is we're starting the summer with a 2-week boot camp. And that's a shorter program that's in the evenings, 2 hours a week or 2 hours a night for 2 weeks. Then we have our 3 online entrepreneurship cohorts, which we run across 3 different time zones to try to accommodate our global audience. We are running our online innovation program, which is much more consultative, where you'll be working directly on a business problem with a business. And then we have 2 on-site programs this year. We are going back to Cal Berkeley, and we just announced on Friday that our second location is going to be Boston. So we're very excited about that as well. As far as application deadlines, February 14th is the deadline that we have for financial aid. And the last one is the final deadline for applications is March 5th. The only other thing that I would add, because this is the thing that I think is so cool about our program, 95% of our student teams generate revenue within the course of the program. We are building real businesses from scratch. We are going all the way from ideation through MVP, prototyping, go-to-market strategy, and making it happen for real. I will stick around and answer questions for a little while in Q&A, but otherwise, I appreciate everyone attending.
Yay, thank you so much. Thank you all for being here and for staying the whole time. We're so, so grateful. If you have any final questions, now's the time to put them in the chat. There's still a couple of questions, so just want to make sure those get to everyone. As a reminder, I am going to be sending this recording out to every single person who registered, and so you will have the opportunity to look back on this. I'm also going to be sending a spreadsheet with every single presenter's contact information, a little summary of what they talked about today so that you have the option to reach out to people individually. A couple of people in the chat had asked if presentations will be shared. I am going to leave that up to the individual presenters. So if you want access to the presentation, feel free to just message the presenters individually through their email. And so besides that, thank you all so, so much for being here. I am going to just give it a couple more moments for those final questions to be asked. And we are so, so grateful for you all. If you have any questions, reach out to any of us, and have a great rest of your Saturday. Thank you for being here on your Saturday. Bye, everyone. Thank you.